Here we go again. Good Monday morning to everybody. So we were up pretty aggressively throughout the morning, and looks like we're gonna open up flat. So the vibe over the past few months was that we would open up flat and then revisit the lows, the future lows, the overnight lows on the futures. So now, well, you know what? The futures were down here early this morning. Well, let's see. Maybe we visit the overnight highs today. That would be a nice change of pace. That would be encouraging. Encouraging. So let me speak to both topics. So first of all, we have ample redundancy, to use a technical term, in all aspects of our business. Just we have lots of servers that can take on the load for partners like Walmart. We also have many very diverse sources of funding. The security market is very volatile right now. We decided a few years ago to postpone a securitization refinance of another particular market was treating it. Fortunately, by design, the other sources of funding and we're able to reroute this particular line to liquid money for our economics that we continue to. So the point of having lots of other sources is that over time you have the ability to take in less capital rather than take terms. So that's exciting for our team and investors. I would love to dispel that. The reason we came out to a remote funding guidance is because fundamentally lots of people understand I am very, very focused on a 10-year vision, 20-year vision, long-term building a great company here. Just looking around. Anybody out there? Come and play with me. No. We are live. Can't quite figure out how to add that thumbnail.
So we're just watching, waiting for the market to open. We got about 8 minutes. Break of yesterday's low would be a really good entry on the SPX. That would be 249. No, S&P looks like it's edging up again. On the futures, composite futures are down.
Just like myself, we try to run of course, no one loves being in markets. But yes, we are very, very focused on long term, just in terms of our strength of the company. We have plenty of access to capital in terms of our ability to fund our loans. We have $9 million of capacity, and that's something we also have $22 million of very, very volume. We have $3 million of cash and investments, so we feel very, very strong. Our employees are certainly very, very aware of it. The stock price will eventually take care of itself. And so once we keep on delivering numbers, we just fine. All right. Well, you told our viewers as well. We'll be keeping an eye on it. Appreciate you taking time with us. Thank you. Thank you. Coming up, we're going to have Jim's Mad Dash. We're also counting down the opening bell. It's less than 6 minutes away. It's going to be one more look at the future. We do get started with trading here at the New York Stock Exchange. We are still looking for an up open, at least on the Dow and the S&P. We're back right after this.
Hey, Mr. Dover. Yep, China has COVID again. Well, they never really got rid of it. It's just they're having another surge, and now it's omicron actually that's ripping through their country. Hey, good morning, Tommy. Um, and they're just locking people down. But interesting enough, you don't hear any more protests in Hong Kong. I mean, this is a good way and to get, kind of suppress their people. They could arrest anybody out in the street because they have lockdowns, and we don't look at it as a humanitarian issue or recognize their communism or dictatorship. What a miserable way to live, huh? And what do? We buy Apple products. Did Apple shut that plant down? That's good. We should stop buying Apple products, man. I mean, otherwise, we're going to be fighting China for our freedom. I mean, look at all these pansy companies that already placate to China, who, they were deleting tweets. If somebody spoke out against the brutality in Hong Kong, um, U.S. companies, and they were terminating people who spoke out against the um, brutality in Hong Kong. American companies, and we should protest those companies. I mean, not because we care what they do in Hong Kong, but we should not support any company that supports somebody who is in contrast to what we believe in, as far as human rights and freedom of speech and just general governance of a country. I don't want them to change their country. I just don't want them to come back and kill me with a bullet they bought with my money. Or fight me or suppress me with technology that they built on my dollar. And I just don't get it. I don't get why everybody does that. And yet, all these young people today have so much shit to say that's really, bullshit about gender and all of this stuff. And their actual rights are being diminished slowly by foreign governments. Blows my mind. Blows my mind. I mean, I'm live and let live. I mean, I don't believe that you should persecute somebody based on what they feel their gender is or how they choose to live, as long as it's not physically harming another individual. Um, I'm cool with whatever anybody does, but I get, I mean, don't waste my time and don't burn cities and private businesses. I mean, look at the true enemy, and the true enemy is the attack on our freedoms, the attack on our freedom of speech. I saw a tweet about the Nazi party in the Ukraine, and I responded, "Yo, we have them here in America too. I mean, it's the price of freedom that everybody is free to express themselves." And you know what? I'll defend the Nazi party's freedom to express their views, but I would fight to the death to keep them from enforcing their views on other people. And I do that. Same thing with KKK. I mean, it's a disgusting organization, but I would defend their right to their choice and their freedom to express themselves. I mean, it's not a law for them to be racist. It's not against the law. It's against the law for them to act on. You know, so that's fine. Yep, I'm on a rant again, all over Apple and China. Here we go. So, you know what? There was an old saying, and I love the saying that the freedom, that the right, your right to swing your fist ends at the tip of my nose. So you have a right to swing your fist as long as you don't connect with my body. You don't interfere with my happiness. And I believe in that. I believe in that wholeheartedly. Even for organizations that I think are totally disgusting. Yeah, I see that too. Yeah, I see that in my youngest. And yeah, she finds all that shit ridiculous. Yeah, and it's really the generation that are we open yet? No, we got minutes. It's the generation who had nothing to fight about. Yeah, because basically, the gay population won their rights, and especially with the legal right to marry and all of that stuff. And yeah, people are more accepting. Obviously it's a generalization. There are always idiots out there, but yeah, who cares? Who you're sleeping with. Yeah, I mean, yeah, love is good. I don't care. Yeah, what it is. Yeah, as long as I have the right to do what I want. So yeah, I see that too. But there was a generation that had nothing to rebel against, nothing to fight about, so they just picked a fight. Um, all right, so it looks like we have no gap on the S&P, but it looks like the composite's going to close the gap. I don't really see anything I like. I don't think I'm going to take. Well, I'm a little late on the 30-second because I'm babbling. Well, there it is. There's the flag. I haven't really seen the energy, so I'm really not motivated to take that flag. I've actually left a lot of trades on the table. And with the Fed out there, I'm expecting chop, 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 chop. And we're inside on the daily right now. So I don't like that trade. Breaking 200. Well, I'd call it 250. Um, yeah, the pronoun thing. I hope the pronoun thing is fading out. And then the colleges are like indoctrinating kids into socialism. It's really frightening. So there's a trigger on the 32nd bull flag. I didn't take it, and yet even right here, this is not the energy that I like. Oh, it might take off here. Um, but I didn't take that trade. Um, I'm watching the composite. It's having a hard time closing its gap. Everything's up moderately. Nothing too exciting going on. Nothing I'm really interested in. Bend over. It's good to see you back. So what do you think? I need to push down. Get a little gravy. Get down, get down. Let's see if we break that trend line right there. That'd be cool on the daily. I'm looking at this line right here on my daily. Yeah, I don't think we're going to break it today. I don't see any catalyst to move it down that aggressively. We still have not closed that gap from the ninth, even with these little moves down. Looks like we're just chipping away at that. So, what's the view out there in YouTube land? Is the market ready for a turnaround, or are we heading further down? Chores, chores, chores. I got some chores to do today. I think today is house replanting day. Boom on Wednesday. Okay, you're gonna have to elaborate on boom because I've got the psycho trader that every time the market goes a little bit green, he texts me boom. Um, you think we rally? Um, yeah, I think we're holding off. I think that the market is waiting to hear some of the statements, and I think that the statements are going to be dovish, and that's a total change. Yeah, that's what I would like to. Yeah, we're both on the same page, man. At least we're praying to the same God. Yeah, I want to see a dip. I would like to see a dip today or tomorrow. I mean, that's all we have, and be able to get myself positioned in some things that I have an interest in, and then see this thing take off. Trying to plan it strategically. Oh, what's going on here? That's a bit of a delay in my software. I hope I didn't buy too much of this shit. Hmm. Wonder if I have latency in my internet.
Order filled.
Yo, that was quick. Why? What am I doing wrong here? Ah, that's what I'm doing wrong here. The game plan, make the money. All right, I think I might stick with that. I'm sorry, I'm quiet. I'm just trying to knock out a few things. Oh no, today is the 13th or 14th. I don't need that much, do I? So we're chopping around. We're breaking down. We're coming back up. There's really. Oh, I'm looking at a Head and Shoulders right here that we're breaking on the 32nd. It's just very choppy, man. I'm apprehensive about taking it. I already missed it. Because I was doing other shit. So we'd be up about 6 bones if we were paying attention. Such a shame. Such a shame. Such a shame. I guess I could preach again the importance of being focused. Anybody care to hear that rhetoric? I'm actually, I knocked off a couple of swings and I'm doing my log. Mm-mm-mm. Nope, that's wrong. Oh man, I got double ordered. Damn, I hate that. So I had a latency. I didn't get a confirmation that my order went through. I hit the button again and boom, I put in 2 orders. No, I'm not too upset with that position though. And I like that push up. Boom. LOL. Think we rally Fed. Hopefully we dump. Good morning. What's the game plan? Make the money. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Did you go bearish on your position? No, I did not. Um, but this is more of a long-term position on a spread that I took. So just for today, when we dipped down a little bit, I just entered it. And that's why I missed this Head and Shoulders, which would have been a sweet day trade, man. I would have went light on the shares, but I still would have made a decent amount of money for the day. I mean, that's a 10-point move right there. That's 500 a contract. I mean, it's more than 10 points, but on average, I probably would have captured about 10. What we need is a Head and Shoulders on a bigger, larger pattern. Oh man, look at that. That Head and Shoulders was like so obvious too. I wish I was watching. I wouldn't be surprised if we just chopped around for the day. and I wouldn't mind it either because it just eats up time. Composite closed its gap, got a little steam behind it. Now that the gap is closed, we may very well turn around. It may drag the market down. The Russell's looking kind of weighty. Yeah, I'm kind of sharing really just the day trades here, and I want to get a little further into talking about spread trades, giving you the idea of how I do it. This is not really the season for it, so even my spreads are more on the line of directional swing trades. But once market settles down and gets boring, which I expect to happen during the summer, that's a good time for the spread trade program. That's why Psycho Trader keeps getting hammered. He just gets too aggressive trying to swing trade the spreads. Got a ton of snow here, man. It's supposed to warm up and clear out today. Stay above freezing through the night, so that'll be a whole bunch of hours for melting. I will be most happy. Yeah, that would have been a nice trade. Look, it's going to break up again. So everybody sees this head and shoulders right here, right? This is the neckline, which I have the trend line on. That's a shoulder. That's a shoulder. There's the head. Nice short neckline right here, and bang! Look at that break. And it would have been an easy trade, man. The first off probably would have been about 214. And it looks like it's setting up to break again. If this turns around, you could argue. I mean, it's not an inverted head and shoulders because it's on an up move, but kind of shows that the pattern's more strong than weak. And when I call this a head and shoulders, it's an inverted head and shoulders, the head being down here, the shoulders right there. And you can only have an inverted head and shoulders on a down pattern. So if we spread this out, I mean, this kind of messes it up. But if you look at it like that, that's a downward pattern, and then it puts in the head and shoulders, and away it goes. So it would have been good to throw a few bucks down on that setup. That's a high probability setup. Normally, I would make it a very aggressive position, but because we have the feds out there, you know how I feel about the markets when the fed's talking. I feel that it's very choppy and unreliable. I have a lot of doubt in my head, so I just take a light position when I pay attention. Hmm. Where are you, little Fed? Mm-hmm. That's what my main goal should be. LABU. Well, what are you asking me? Um, because there's all different types of thoughts. It's a biotech ETF, so I kind of like that. Um, so what we have here is it's floating down, but the momentum is pushing up. So it looks like it's setting up a bottoming range. How to trade it, you'd have to tell me what your intentions are here. I mean, if you're looking for a long term hold, I mean, it's pretty damn cheap, but I guess it's spiked over the omicron thing, right? Yeah, back in 2016, it was kind of high too. So it's an overall consolidating pattern. It's pretty cheap. Leaps. You guys got to remember, I'm not in your head. You just blurt out these words and expect a response. So you have to elaborate a little more. I mean, yes, leaps exist. Yes, I'm familiar with leaps. What are you asking me, man? Um, oh, leaps on LABU. You know what? When I trade long term, I don't like the option thing. I know you can get a better return on capital, but you're fighting that time, man. And that's the thing about timing a market. People say you can't time a market, you can't time a market, and they think that that applies to day trading, which is different. I mean, you can't time a market on fundamentals and long-term expectations of positions. So that's why I don't like long calls on LABU. Yeah, thanks for the clarity. Um, that's why I don't like using calls because you're fighting that time restraint, and it's too much against you. I mean, you're not running the companies and things like that. It's really hard to say whether when it's going to go up. You could look at something and say, yo, this is undervalued and I expect it should be trading here. And you're probably 100% right. But with geopolitical shit and now bio issues, biological issues we have in our environment and, all the nonsense that goes on, it's hard to say when it gets to true value. So my point is that it's a $13 ETF. I mean, you know, sock away 1,300 bucks in this thing, forget about it, and then sell it when it's back up at $70. You know, I mean, I don't. It's a three timer, so I don't know what the management fees are and what the deterioration would be on it. You got to do a little bit of homework when it comes to ETFs. and what it's fighting. But a three-time bull, and we know that the pharmaceutical industry and the biotech industry is not disappearing on us, and we're probably going to become more reliant on it. But it's an ETF, and I'm looking at 2024 calls. How does this not go 30 or 40? 2024 calls at what strike? Okay, so I believe you that it'll go 20 or $40, but what's the time frame, and what value is going to diminish on those options by the time it gets to 20 or $40? What strike are you looking at? If you're looking at this 13 strike and it goes $40, then that $40 will be in there. But what's the premium on this thing right now? You know, and if it goes there the day after, then you beat, depending on what your strike price is. I had some positions in one portfolio that had a target of 200 on the S&P that expired on Friday, and the SPX was at 204. It was a put, So had I taken the spread just 10 points higher, it would have been a big moneymaker in that portfolio. I had it a little higher in other portfolios, but that one I didn't, and it expired. And it was right there. It was right there. So, and then I've had that happen, where it expires one day and then the following day it hits my target. So that's what I'm saying. But it's an ETF, and okay, we already said that 30 or 40. Yeah, I believe that you could see 30 or 40 points in this thing, but the date is hard to nail. And then when it moves, I mean, when you're out there on the leap, unless you take in, that strike price of like $13, you may not even see appreciation in it. It's interesting. Everybody thinks China's falling apart. Well, not everybody, but there's talk that they think China's losing grip, falling apart over there. Not like the performance of the market today. Germany's getting back in the game. Better be careful. Look at that, continuing to move up. Yeah, I think we're going to revisit the highs of this morning in the futures. $244. Not impossible, man. A 50-point day up, not possible. We'll have to see how we unfold. 240 still look negative on the futures.
injured, another 135 people. So that doesn't look very constructive for where we are. And of course, Lviv is a safety hub. This is where most of the displaced people in Ukraine have been flooding to, and it shook people here that the Russians struck so close to the Polish border, which is NATO territory. People feel very nervous. The fear here is that the fighting may come here, and because there are so many displaced people here, they don't know where to go from here. So the talks may be a positive sign right now, but there's still a long way to go. The main objective from these talks, at least in the immediate term, is to establish humanitarian corridors, because they just haven't been working as of yet.
Markets are mixed. Not very encouraging to get involved with other trades. Dow's up and the S&P is up, but the composite's down. Closed that gap and turned around. On the 5-minute, it looks like the momentum is kind of bullish. Let's see if that can turn around, start pushing up. We could watch the composite for a break of its high of the day, and then look to the S&P for a setup, a bullish setup. What time is it? I mean, we could just become range bound. We just set our daily range, which we popped right through it and then turned around.
So I think the key thing out of those talks is to establish humanitarian corridors before getting Russian troops to evacuate Ukraine in the near future. Ali, thank you for
the range is 24 points, and we're inside it right now.
On this exact level where we ended last week and where we're trading right now, David, 4,200 on the S&P 500. It's worth keeping in mind we first got up to this level early May of last year. So we're talking about 10 months, no net progress. We've also bottomed with a few rally attempts, 4,200 plus or minus a little bit. January 24th, February 24th, a week ago today, March 7th. So there is this vague idea that the market is attempting to say maybe there's some kind of fundamental support here. Investor sentiment extremely sour at this point. People are fearful. If you look at the volatility index, it's actually not making new highs because people almost have gotten resigned to the market. Hedge funds have really pulled off a lot of risk. So I think that those are the makings of why you might not see incremental selling. The issue is every rally has a hunger to improve. I think you have to get up in the S&P 3-6%, and you have to have credit markets not get worse and hopefully get a little bit better. Because with the Fed tightening, I think that's the big question right now.
Yeah, the 10-year is high, man. What's TBT doing? Oh, look at that. TBT is grinding its way up. Oh, look at that gap. Damn.
Inflection points in markets. When the year has started back, especially, you've seen a lot of reversals higher. When you want to talk about 2009, 2020, even 2003, when we talk about the second round, all happened in March. Yeah, Mike, that's exactly where I was going to go with you was credit and what the credit markets are sort of signaling here. But I'm just curious, if we get this Fed meeting that kicks off tomorrow, it's already baked in with probably 25 basis point increase in rates come Wednesday. But how crucial is that forward-looking outlook or commentary, however valid it may be, from Chair Powell, given the fact that inflation does seem to be
What on earth? Mm-mm-mm. Everybody's getting quiet. What's going on? Oh, okay. So now the composite turned around, went positive again. We likey. The Russell's just dragging a little bit. I would like to see all the markets. Actually, what do we got? We got any entries here? Uh, Looks like the composite is making a push to break its high. If it does, the S&P is going to rip. And I didn't see any way in yet. Got a flag on the 30. I don't really like that. I think I'll wait for a flag on that 5. It's pretty nice, man. That's 20 points from that head and shoulders entry. I don't believe I would have been in it long enough to see the whole 20. But I do believe that I would have made a fairly decent amount of money on that trade. Apple has a gap to fill. Whoa. Hmm. Yeah, I like that TBT. Ooh, that's a pretty woman. I'm a big fan of brunettes, man. This chick's got some dark hair, dark eyes. She is just downright tasty.
Leslie, I'll throw a question at you. It's David. It's also I've been hearing concern not for the U.S. banks as much as the European banks about the oligarchs, what position they're going to be in terms of having to sell assets, how much leverage they have.
The oligarchs. Hey, I'm glad I took that swing position this morning. That looks like it's working out. 5 minutes getting a little oversold. Let's see what the day looks like. A little overbought. I'm sorry, I always do that. 30 minutes still looks good. 60 minute looks like, we're getting close, but I don't think we're overbought.
Every single day we go and field over 11,000 vehicles. Some of those today being unquestionably impacts. We go out and service the customers across the country.
So where are you seeing the largest pain points when it comes to, I guess, this inflation discussion?
Yeah, it certainly fuel is one of the commodities that impacts us. That's continue to affect us throughout the summer and ramp up. Unquestionably, on top of fuel, other petroleum-based products such as mulch, especially here in the spring season as we go out, also have an impact. Development group, PVC pipe, producing materials, the landscape and developed landscapes across the country. Unquestionably, I mentioned that there is a labor inflation across the country that we're absolutely not able to. As we ramp into the busy season here in April, that's going to continue to be something which layers into our company. Andrew, obviously your clients are big companies, I think mostly larger companies. Have you seen
So this is a nice day, but I mean, it's really not doing anything on the daily pattern. I mean, we're making higher lows, but this is a reverse micro trend right now until we make a higher high. And a reverse micro trend is usually a continuation pattern to the downside. So this being the trend down, and this is a reverse micro trend, just kind of going up, and it's not making new highs. So that would give me the impression that it would move down. So we need to start making some new highs over here. I mean, ultimately, it'd be nice to break this 44.1678. That's what we want to do. I like to read the tweets too. I get a lot of guys who tweet things, and I guess everybody has an opinion, but they miss pretty big. The NATO news is getting redundant. Now they're calling for reparations from Russia.
We've seen in other industries is the somewhat larger competitors, publicly traded, such as yours, whether it's restaurants or home builders, they are able to absorb a lot of these price increases relative to smaller sole proprietor, even smaller private businesses. Have you seen that play out? Have you made some acquisitions? Is there opportunity here for further consolidation?
This is the first flag on the 5 minute.
Answer, we appreciate you joining us today. Answer Master, great freelance ABC.
That's where you take it over. Quick break. We're going to talk about the new lineup here on CNBC. That starts today. Set your watch. Countdown. Closing bell with Sarah Hudson at 3 p.m. Soon will be followed by the debut of Closing Bell Overtime. That's at 4 p.m. Eastern with Scott Butler. They got a big lineup, by the way, including Brad Gerstner. I assume they'll ask him about the draft. I'm sure you will. Not to mention Rick Sandler, Dunlop. Always love to hear from him. Great show this afternoon. For the foreseeable future, don't miss it.
Hmm. Getting quiet.
Spotlight. Today, taking a look at the Crane Shares Chinese Internet ETF, ticker KWEB, falling this morning as a spike in COVID cases in China leads to lockdowns. Some of the names most impacted: Alibaba, JD.com, and Pinduoduo, all of them downgraded at JP Morgan. They view China Internet as uninvestable on a 6 to 12 month basis. Those three names now at significant declines into this move.
Now, after the break, an exclusive with Deputy Treasury Secretary Wally Adeyemo, who is leading the Biden administration's efforts on sanctions against Russia. A lot to hear from him.
Boring, boring, boring. Wow, look at those 30-minute bars, though. Lots of strength in there. Oh, we got executed on that 5-minute flag. Man, I gotta stop. I didn't even hear the alarm go off. Yo, I'm taking one off right here, moving to a break even. Got one off for $1.50, and I got a break even. That was quick. Got one off. Yeah, that's probably going to do it for me today. I mean, the move was that head and shoulders on the 32nd early this morning, and I just feel that the market's going to chop back and forth. We're actually getting close to the trend reversal, but we may just trend back to the opening range high, which is 42.20 plus or minus. But I'm not going to trade in this chop. My head's not in it. I normal SPY options. You use SPLX, SPXL. Well, okay, so the quote, I use S&P 500 options, but the symbol would be different for each platform. So I don't know what platform, but I'm using the S&P 500 options, and I usually go at or around a 50 delta, which is usually at or around the trading price. People died at war. That's news. No, I don't want to see my plan.
Vladimir Putin faces a choice as to whether to continue or de-escalate. So I asked him, what happens now? What happens when Russian debt comes due this week? Is Treasury expecting a default?
So you're right, the Russian economy is financial crisis that's been caused by the threat of sanctions, but as a result, President Putin the steps that they're taking demonstrate
An American journalist was killed in Ukraine. Oh, that's a joke. In bombing, was he executed?
those choices will ultimately put
No, Russell went positive. Dow's up 300. Everything just seems like it's grinding around. Weeble. So yeah, I don't know what the symbols are on Weeble for it, but again, Ben, it's the S&P 500. Oh, really? There's a divergence on the 2-minute that's triggering right now. So this could be the retrace. And if you look at the 5-minute, I'm throwing a Fibonacci up on the 5-minute. I think that opening range high is a good target for this. Yes, SPY works fine. I mean, it has to move a lot, and you got to take a lot of position. I mean, one SPX contract is probably 10 times what the SPY contract is. But trade where you're comfortable, man. If SPY's working, SPY's working. If you're green for the day, you did well, right? And you traded within your trading parameters or rules. Composites negative again. Yeah, this is just a choppy market. Russell's negative again. I mean, we're only in the market an hour already. I wonder what China's going to do with Russia, man. If they're going to openly support Russia, because they can't really handle the beating that they're going to end up taking right now.
Largest foreign investor in Russia until he was denied entry. Country that they were right to national security, but also lobbied Congress to successfully pass the Magnitsky Act. That's a law that punishes Russian human rights violators. And Bill, I read your book, Red Notice, years ago at this point. I would recommend it for anybody trying to understand what's going on even right now and what's going on in terms of the way Putin thinks about things. I guess that's where I'd start with you. Given your experience and what you know, what are your expectations for what Putin will continue to do in terms of how he
What are you trading, Tommy? Apple?
situations where the escalation hurt Russia more than hurt anybody else. And so we're seeing exactly that behavior right now. And so sadly, every good thing that the Ukrainians do to fight off the Russians, this leads to more and more Russian escalation in the future. And so, I mean, I don't foresee a situation where we're going to just be able to sit on the sidelines militarily when hundreds of thousands of Ukrainian civilians are being killed in effectively a modern day Holocaust. It's just, it's like it's the equivalent of sitting and watching as the Germans killed Jewish people during the Holocaust. This is going to get to be so awful that we're going to have to do something more than we currently do. Yeah, that obviously is a key question, as is the possibility that there's any pressure that can be brought to bear internally on Putin to stop him. Again, given your experience, I'm curious as to what your thoughts are, particularly as it pertains to the oligarchs and others who we consider to be at some power within Russia. It's a great thought and something that I wish were possible and true, but the reality is that all the oligarchs exist and the pleasure of life. At any point, even non-oligarchs take away their money within jail. They're desperately afraid that he's truly seen by everybody as being a murderous psychopath. They're also scared.
Oh, composite screen again. Actually, the 5-minute on the composite looks like it's upward trending.
Sanctions have only been in place for 3 weeks or not even that. So clearly they were going to take time to maybe change any behavior. But what do you think the effectiveness is, even with the dramatic sanctions on countries and companies, that you still have most of the markets open for energy exports, even if at discounted prices? It's not a particularly levered economy, right? There's not a lot of external Russian debt. I just wonder how long you think economically a country can withstand this. Well, I mean, we've seen it's like
Hmm.
Jong-un, who's running a sort of permanent economy for many years. I mean, anything's possible in these dictatorships. What we're worried about right now
Here
is
comes
how do
another
we
push.
continue
Actually, the S&P is starting to look a little toppy.
costing billions of dollars a day, and billions of dollars a day that he can't afford after some period of time. The estimates are that the Russian GDP is going to contract by more than 30%. They've been having to cut off from their central bank reserves. And yes, it's an unlevered economy, but they have no ability to get any leverage other than possibly from the Chinese. But I don't think the Chinese pay the amount of money that they need. So they're definitely getting squeezed. They can be squeezed to the point where they can stop this war in the near future, probably no. But eventually they're going to run out of gas. There's clearly not enough money to do this war if we keep the sanctions up and if we keep on tightening the noose.
I'm just watching the market. I'm looking at a bull flag setting up on the 30-minute, which may make for a nice move up today. Still have about 17 minutes for that flag. Hmm. That 5-minute momentum turned around. Looks like it's giving us a reversion. It's going to have to break that high to get going. It's giving it a test. Could turn around in 2 minutes. Russell went negative again. Yeah, it's just a choppy day. We all might be better served just sitting on our hands today. Hmm. Hmm.
largely in risk assets, things like the Nasdaq 100, at least so far in the last few months. Was interesting to see your clients
It's
have
not
also,
going to happen.
recent past maybe are taking hit on some of the crypto risk. What's your read on that? Yeah, I think it's exactly that. So in this uncertain environment, I have to tell you guys about the socio-political stuff going on, inflation. We think that people are generally a little bit more conservative in all of their asset classes that they keep. Cryptos is no exception. We are seeing specifically some evolution so in other words, people are less aggressive about speculating on immediate upside. Exactly. USD. Utility of crypto over this period of time when you have seen it really not make new high inflation rates, where it's been kind of in this middle zone in terms of prices during this moment of global turmoil. Do you think it's not living up to some of the promises, or you know, investors are doing what it's supposed to, so to speak? I think it's accurate to say that we expected that it would be more of a valid hedge, for instance, against inflation than what we're seeing today. So this correlation, however, is not unexpected when you think about the role that it plays in most investors' lives. It is a bit more speculative, and so when you're in an environment where this is appropriate, we're going to take it out of stock and crypto.
I'm just watching the market, man. Nothing going on.
It's an interesting discussion, especially when we have this trading and speculation puzzle versus the doomsday insurance in individual homes, and how it's a push pull there right now. But just curious about how does regulation fit into all this, given the fact that we did get that Biden executive order yesterday.
Yeah, well, I think the executive order is a really important step. I think it's important for a few reasons. Firstly, just acknowledgement. There's over 46 million Americans who have invested in crypto, and I think it's just really important that the government recognizes the opportunity as legitimate and valid. And so, it's an exchange that's been around for 10 years. I didn't know that it's so there we are in the U.S. dealing with some fairly confusing jurisdictional and other questions regarding regulation, and we do think that it keeps people on the sidelines, investors on the sidelines, institutions on the sidelines, and ultimately impedes innovation in the space. So the Biden order, I think, is a really strong step towards asking for clarity, and clarity will bring about confidence for consumers and investors, and we think that will be good for broad scale adoption. The final thing I'd say about the executive order is, it's notable in its tone. Its tone is, at least in my read, is focused more on innovation and competitiveness for the U.S., which is a bit different from some of the commentary we've been hearing from regulators over the last couple of years. And we think that's incredibly important. President Biden is not only saying that the U.S. should be set for crypto, but also be a leader in this emerging global arena. See what
Mullen. I'm not familiar with what Mullen is. Want to give me a symbol? And PT. I'm not down on your acronym. So if you want to elaborate. Oh. EV company. You got a symbol? Heavy duty demolition breaker. MULN. And what did you mean by PT? What did MULN? Ah, my price target. Um, well, you know what? I can't give you a price target because I don't know the company or the fundamentals. Um, it looks like it had the classic meme pattern and then traded off. Um, you could call this a bottom. Momentum is becoming positive, but if it closes like this, that's obviously a very negative bar. Um, I mean, you can't really rely on this move up, so it's kind of hard to figure. And you know, a lot of EV vehicles are where like tech companies were in the '90s. You know, there's a ton of shit out there, and in the end, the best will survive. So, I mean, $6 it could spike up to. You have a better shot of seeing that $3 range. I just don't know enough about the company to tell you the truth. I mean, technically, there's nothing here that I would get involved with. You know, and you know, considering it on a short-term trade, um, there's nothing there. You know, PR Yeti Mullen. See, so PR Yeti knows about it. It's obviously a hype situation. Not that I'm saying the guy's a hype guy, but you know, you guys are in those circles, those social media stock circles, and that's how this thing has behaved. So, I mean, I would have to drill down into the company to see if it's any good. I mean, you know, you guys are looking at something that you're going to be in on the ground floor, and it's going to turn into a Tesla and shit like that. Which you know, that's obviously that exists, but the chance of finding them is hard. You know, and I'd have to do some homework in order to look at it like that. So, I mean, it's just really not my style. There's nothing in it that I would get involved with right now, just based on what I know right now. Could be a phenomenal company, you know, but I don't have the intelligence to make that decision yet. But I am going to look at it, man. If I find it exciting, just check back. I'll probably bring it up. I mean, yeah, you know, it's a small dollar security going against some titans, man. Titans. I mean, even Elon Tesla has quite a challenge ahead of it because you know it's going against Volkswagen and Ford. You know, I mean, Volkswagen is the old Nazi party. You know what I mean? Um, so, I mean, these guys been around a long time. You know, um, and yeah, you know, you have Ford and you have GM and oh, cool. I'm glad I helped, man. It was an accident. I tripped over some advice. We just grinding up on the S&P. I'll take it, baby. I'll take it. I made my move this morning. The composite hasn't broken the high of the day yet. Maybe on its way. Man, I'm chilly. I'm just watching the market, really. I'm not really interested in doing anything. I kind of talk myself out of it. Um, we're grinding up, which is cool. S&P, S&P, S&P. Let's move that up. Well, we're a little past that trend reversal, so we got to just figure that we're a trending day today, and we're doing that grind up. I would like to see us revisit those highs. That would be a nice bit of a cushion. I mean, it would do well for me. Oh yeah, I'm making a boatload of money on that move I did this morning. Mm, Word that helped a lot. Not to mention the EV market is crazy. Everyone has electric vehicles now. How do you feel about oil stocks and gold mining stocks? Um, well, if you watch my morning meetings or my end of the day, I cover those. So you'll have a good idea on how I feel. I mean, yeah, it's kind of Johnny come lately, like the trade is in, everything's ripped. You got to stay away from that fear of missing out kind of concept. Sometimes things run and you just got to sit on the sidelines and let them run. There'll always be another trade around the corner, so don't jump into shit. I feel as though oil will go up in the future after whatever with the Ukraine. Putin said it could go to 300 a barrel. Well, I'm not really investing too much on what Putin says, but no, it can't go to 300 a barrel. Well, I guess anything's possible, but you got to look at the effects on our economy, and you got to realize that our economy is weaponized, right? This is how we're fighting China with a stronger economy. So our oil companies will start producing oil, and we have plenty of fucking oil, man. We don't need to import oil. It's just the producers don't want to put on rigs and start drilling because everybody's green, and we're putting the thumb screws to these companies with restrictions and things like that. So that's why we're in a position right now where we're importing, where I think we were net exporting more than we were importing. So so I think they'll control the cost of oil. And also, this cat only has a few more years to go. 2 more years. And the way he's going, it's probably likely that we're going to see a Republican. I mean, we doubt that his ass will last another 4 years. He'll drop dead, and then what are we left with, Camilla? So the going forward prospects aren't too good for the guy. Whatever Republican comes in, I don't know if Trump will get the nomination, but I bet somebody Trump backed will get the nomination. And I mean, those guys just don't tolerate shit in the oil market. I mean, you saw Trump used to tweet right out and say, "Yo, you don't get these prices down, I'm releasing reserves." So a smart administration understands that we need to manage our oil prices. So I mean, those are all long-term views. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Those are long-term views, but you seem like you're very impulsive. Bridge B music, like you see shit ripping and you get excited. You got to be a little more strategic or tactful than that. I mean, energy's coming down today. The market looks good, composites look good, energy's coming down. You know, okay, let that move. Composites negative again. Yeah, we're back and forth, man. Everybody's just best served sitting on their hands today. Yeah. Just have good risk management. I mean, if you're speculating on things and you have good reason to believe something's going that way, then get involved. But that takes music. Music. I'm reading your name. That takes homework. You got to have an intelligent reason why you feel something is moving that direction long term. And just understand there's a difference between trading and investing, right? Trading is what we're doing right here. It doesn't take a whole lot of intelligence. You just need to understand some patterns and things like that. Good risk management, you get involved. Investing, you break down an industry or a business, just like you were going to buy a gas station, on the corner. You're going to break that down. You're going to look at what their client base is, what kind of revenues they've been doing in a year, what potential for growth there is out there, and you're going to have an understanding of what all that is, and then you're going to invest in that company. It's the same thing in the market. So, because Putin said it's going to 300, I mean, I'm not laying money down on that. I am. I mean, I'll break it down and try to figure out all the different factors, and that's the intelligence. An investor. That's an intelligent guy. I mean, a good investor, a Buffett kind of guy. People who buy on value or industry. So you need to have a good understanding of what is happening around you, and it takes the street savvy. You gotta know how people react to things and how business is going to play out and things like that. Um, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying you got to put the energy in and take the time and think it out. You know what I mean? What's this? I wonder. I like your style. Plus, my brother PR Yeti got me on to your player. New, but already invested in your channel. Oh, cool. Good to have you. So, your family. All right. Glad to hear. Yeah, PR Yeti's been around a while. Big support. So, all right, glad to hear from you, man. Ask me anything you want, and I'll let you know. And don't get greedy, man. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to make money, that's when you're gonna get hurt. When you relax and you just see things, and you say, okay, that's got to be, and then that's when you make money. And just have risk management because you know what, you're going to be wrong in your idea. It doesn't make you wrong in your trade, just the idea didn't work. That's all. So you have good risk management. You take a little hit. It's the nature of the business. I take losses all the time. It's just I take more wins than I do losses. And that wasn't something I was born with. I took a beating before I was able to do that. Mm-mm-mm. Grinding. So, looking at the SPX, we're doing a retrace. We're actually at 2360. So, a good double top would be if we return up here and put in that top. Bouncing off that 2360 retrace makes a good double top. And then we could look for a trend reversal. We're actually past the hour of the mid morning reversal. So, that's not in. And usually you don't get it on Mondays. But I'm noticing some consistent orderly trading that's been going on. And it feels as though everybody's getting ready for the market to continue its march up. And I don't think that we're going to have blowaway gains like we've had over the past few years. But I think we're going to get a slow grind to the upside. May provide good environment for trading. It's going to be kind of slow for investing, I think. Hey, if everybody hasn't done it, a little humanitarian effort. Subscribe, hit the bell, and hit the like. I appreciate it. Everybody adding comments obviously helps my algorithm, so thanks so much. I'll take likes, good or bad, all of it, all of it. You never close your eyes anymore. I kiss your lips. Oh, composite's giving it back. Oh, I think I froze. Look at this. There we go. Hmm. Now I got a headache. What the hell's going on? I wonder if it's my glasses. Oh, that was a pretty big move down for that 30-minute bar. I thought we were putting in a flag, but we kind of fell apart. We could still call that a flag on the 30-minute because the retrace isn't that much. It's a very aggressive 30-minute bar, but it's a small retrace when you consider this move right here. So we could watch that. And the 60-minute, oh, that's looking rather sad. We can get rid of that. That might be a last kiss on that pennant line right there. Might revisit that low. Keep an eye on that. You lost that love in vain. And I can't. Might be building a head and shoulders on this 5 minute. I have to come up and make the shoulder. We shall see, we shall see, we shall see. Still, if we turn around here, it's still a higher high, so it would still be an uptrend. Got to see how that lays out. There's nothing I would trade in it. I'm just not interested. It's just choppy for me. I would just see we get these moves up and a consolidation, these moves up and a consolidation, move up. This is the first real pullback we're getting. But I would rather see a move up and a flag and move up and a flag and move up and a flag. Composite's coming down, pretty aggressive, as is the Russell. Pretty aggressive 30-minute bar. Pretty scary looking 60-minute bar. You could take the break of that 60-minute bar low if you're looking for a short. 42.24.10. That would be a good break. You might get a bit of a move right there. That might be the afternoon moneymaker. So for the afternoon, what I'm going to watch is I'm going to watch for this flag. This is pretty aggressive. I don't think that flag is going to happen, but I'm going to watch. If it pulls back anymore, it's really not a good flag. I would like to see it close out. The other thing I'm going to watch for the downside is a break of the 60-minute low wherever this closes out. And right now the low is 24.10, and I'm going to watch for a break of that and see if we revisit the lows of the day. Because we could argue that this is the last kiss on the break of the pennant, this pennant right here. But again, with the Fed out there, you may not get any momentum, because a lot of the institutional traders pretty much have my mindset. With that variable out there, we're not in a hurry to make money, so they're just sitting around. They're really not committing, and that's what moves the market. They watch the same patterns we're watching. They see the patterns go, and a ton of money gets behind it. Even the algorithms. Some people just turn them off during these times. So everybody keep an eye on that. I'm going to call it a wrap. It's 11:30. Um, it's into lunchtime anyway. It's not a good time to trade, and just watch those things for the morning. Um, Not the morning. Like, just watch those things going into this afternoon, and that's probably your best setups. I think I like that 60-minute setup the best. So breaking that low on the 60-minute, which it still has a minute to end. I mean, the low may change. Again, the low right now is 224.10. Yeah, you bet, Ben. Thanks for hanging out and contributing to the chat. Everybody who participated, even your good mornings to the chat, I appreciate that. If everybody had the opportunity to hit the like, I appreciate it. Hit the subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll get to you'll get the notification when I send out the EOMs and the morning meetings. I'm just hanging out to see what happens with that 60-minute. Just when the hour changes, it should retrace a little bit. So just watch that 60-minute for the break of the low if you guys are interested in a short, or obviously going long puts. All right, dudes. That's it. It's a wrap. Have a good afternoon. I'll catch you guys in the morning.